Hi there, in today's video I'll be testing out handmade watercolors. I'll be unboxing, swatching, and at the end I paint a purple coneflower. Let's get started. This is Handmade Watercolors by Beam Paint. Now they're in Canada. Oh, isn't that sweet? Oh my goodness, I love their packaging. Oh, it's a little sample. Nice. Salish C. Interesting. I got a sticker and a nice little thank you note. Oh, that's almost too cute to open. I love the little bag. Let's open this up. Now these are paint stones and I have been just waiting to open this. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. These are high quality paints made with natural ingredients, and it's an indigenous family that owns and operates a business. I'm excited to try them out. I love their little packaging, by the way. It's plastic free, recyclable. Now I spritzed these a couple minutes before I actually started. I find them kind of foamy. Another cat hair never seems to end. Oh, that's a beautiful yellow. So I tried to buy 3 colors that I could use and paint with. Well, 4 because they were on sale. This might actually substitute what I usually, oh, that is beautiful. I can't even finish my sentence. I love that. That is Mars Violet. Wow, that is beautiful. I can just picture that. And it's very granulating. Okay, yeah, I got a little carried away. Let's pull that out a little. That is so nice. I actually like granulating color. I find they add a little interest. All right, let's go back to the cherry where I was actually gonna go. I don't know what made me pick up that Mars Violet. Okay, oh, that is beautiful. Nice and clear. Oh my goodness. Well, I get so excited, didn't even think to pull my yellow out. Wow, look at the vibrancy on that. I wonder how the shift is gonna be once it dries. That'll be the interesting part. And we have one more, which is Almost Night. Now, this was phthalo blue. Oh, yeah, that is beautiful. Okay, I absolutely love these. Oh, a little more water than that. You can see where I dropped water onto my magenta and caused a big back run. I'm pretty sloppy. Very nice. And they were also kind enough to send me a little sample of Salish C. So we're going to try that too. Oh, gee, that almost looks like a phthalo green, which would just complement what I already have. I absolutely love the Mars Violet. Okay, I'm actually at a loss for words, and that doesn't happen very often. So while they're drying, I'm just going to mix a couple and just see. So take some of my cherry with the cloudless sulfur. Okay, so all I'm doing is just mixing the sulfur with the cherry. See what kind of a red I can get, because when you have that limited palette, you've got to mix red, and that is sometimes hard to get a good vibrant red. It's a little better, but it's a little on the pink side. Definitely red. That's a bonus. And I'll actually next time let a little water sit on top of those for a bit. I'll have to find them a nice little home. So let me just try a little of the blue with the yellow, see what we can get. Pretty. You know what I'm dying to do? I'm dying to mix that Mars Violet. Try a little of the blue. Look at that. A nice warm dark, cool dark. Might have a little too much water in that. Look, I'm already getting them dirty. Oh my goodness, yeah. All right, Mars Violet. Loving it. Oh yeah, this Mars Violet, you are going to absolutely get beautiful darks from this color. I mean, and look at the granulation here where you have more of the blue. Yeah, very nice. I just have to try everything. Just want a tiny bit. Oh, so where it is a violet, do you see where that went really like brown and muddy fast? Gonna see if we can tint that another way. Now it is more of a natural earth. Not quite as bright as a raw sienna, but let's just see if we can get it a little better. Yeah, that grainy granulating isn't going to let us get that clear of a color, but I like that as well. Greens and violets make very nice dark. Let's try. I'm obviously going to have to buy this green now. All right, let's try this. Oh my goodness, it's like a perylene green. Oh, okay, I don't normally get excited. Well, that's a lie. I'm pretty excitable, but I absolutely love that. Let me try the green. They were smart giving me this green, and whoever picked it, probably they know a lot about the color because they knew this green would go perfect. So let's get a little of the cherry. That is a nice combination. Wow, very, very nice. That's my first initial take on the Beam paints. I absolutely love them. Like this with the blue, It's Almost Night, is absolutely beautiful. The way the color has separated. Yeah, very, very nice. And even the cherry, it does have a drying shift, which a lot of watercolors do, but that is still a very nice color when dry. It's still very vibrant. Same with the cloudless sulfur, the yellow. I am excited about that, and I'm going to So I thought it would be good just to do a simple little flower as a test. I'm going to do an outline in black pen. I just need to find one that works. This is a Pitt pen. They're awesome. Oh yeah, I like the Pitt pen. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline and then I'll erase the pencil before I begin. I will just erase that pencil. So I tend to stick with the kneaded eraser, and then you can even pounce if you have to get the really heavy stuff. So that picks up the heavy stuff. So do you see how much that picked up? Like it picked up a lot. Now I can just lightly go like this, and it's light enough that I'm not smearing that around. I'm just picking it up. And I'm going to wet the petals. And I'm just going to do a quick wash, and I'm only washing a couple petals at a time with the water. And if you find you've got too much paint on your brush, just dab it like that and you'll still get some coming off because they're. And I'm going to just wet the center as well and maybe put a little down there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter if you go outside the lines. And look at that. Guess what that is? We know what that is, don't we? It's a cat hair. I'm just going to wet the front, just the front of that stem. And I'm going to take my little paint stone. I love how they're paint stones. I just think they're so cute. But I do need to get something that I can hold them in. We're just going to paint the back half. And I'm going to let that water take the yellow paint. Wipe off my brush. There. And that'll just kind of keep it lighter on that edge. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. And then we will resume. Okay, so that's nice and dry. Now I'm just going to do the stem, and I'm going to start the top of the flower. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of the almost night blue. Let me grab some of this. Oh, does that ever re-wet nice? Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. And I'm just going to put a little cherry in it to give it a nice kind of dark rose color. And I'm just going to drop some of that in because this actually has little sprigs, or I'm not quite sure what you call them. Now I'm going to grab a little of the blue. That's a nice darker purple. I'm not rubbing my brush, I'm just kind of stippling it in, just so it kind of leaves like a little mark. And I'm going to make sure I get the darker down a little in there as well. Now I just want to get a really dark because I don't want to have to go in this too many times. Okay, so look at that beautiful dark. Let me just show you. Look at that. So I'm just going to make sure there's no water on my brush. Now this paint is thicker than all the other paint that I put on. That's why I'm still able to add it to the paper, because it's still wet and there's not enough water in it. If there was lots of water, it would push that other pigment right out of the way and then we'd have a big mess. We'll grab some of that almost night. Now we're going to add some yellow. It's already looking green because there's still blue in my brush. And the yellow is very, if you can see it, very foamy. Okay, so now I want to show you this green. So now we have quite a bright kind of almost grassy green, but that's not going to be the color on the stem. So we can either add a little bit of the cherry, or we can grab a little bit of this with some cherry in it and dull it down. So you see how much duller that is? So now I'm just going to paint, because it's going to be darker up at the top because the petals are shading it. Now I'm going to grab some water, add it to the paint, and just kind of pull it down. Before we move along, I'm going to have to let that dry, but I can already see the flower taking shape. Okay, so that's nice and dry. I just want to kind of put some yellow highlight nice and watery. So I'm just going to touch the upper part here. And I'm just going to kind of do the little lines, just so a few are darker. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to paint, not all the way up, just so where the light's hitting it'll look a little brighter green. So now I'm going to actually take this kind of violet that we made and I'm going to add a little more cherry to it so it's a little more purpley. It's always good to have a piece of paper handy where you can just check your colors. So that's still pretty dark. So I've got to add a little more water. So as you add the water, it dilutes the color and it makes it lighter. And I'm just going to get a few of these under. And I'm going to rinse my brush. Oh, and I'm going to just kind of pull it out so it's still light on the top. So under here, maybe under here. We're just trying to establish some darker colors. So the light would be coming this way. So this would have this. And I'm going to go back with just a damp brush. And all I'm going to do is just tickle that edge with the tip of my brush. So it'll just soften it some. This I'll just pull out a little. There. So it's just not a hard line. So you see how the water actually pulls it out a little and softens it? Now I'm going to get some of this nice cherry. I'm going to add a little bit more to this. And I'm going to just start in here. Grab some of the cherry. I'm going to just pull some of it out and then I'm just going to add some water. So I'm just kind of skipping. And all I'm doing is just adding a little bit of color. So, and on some of these bigger ones, they actually have veining. So I might do that. Then I might grab some of this purpley color, right? Gonna kind of do it at the tips where they bend. Then I'll take a damp brush and I'll just kind of blend it. I'm not making it all even. And now I'm painting on dry paper because if it was really wet, I wouldn't be able to judge my color because the water dilutes the paint even more and makes it lighter. I do know that closer to the center, it's darker. So I'll get some really dark and it's going to be, I'm going to kind of just put a little bit of dark like this close to the base. I'm going to kind of pull this out with my water and then I'm going to get some cherry. I'm going to just dab it on my brush so any excess water comes off and then I'm just going to pull a couple streaks through like that. And if you get too much, rinse your brush, squeeze the water off it, and see how that picks that up? But you have to make sure you dab it off again. Okay, I think I want some nice cherry color towards the ends. The only thing that I would like to do is have a little bit of a dark purple. And you see how kind of vibrant that is? So I'm going to take and I'm going to add a little bit of this Mars Violet and it's going to dull it down. I'm going to make sure there's no excess water. And I'm just tapping, especially back here because this one's bent. So it's going to not receive as much light. This too right here. Get a little more cherry. Just going to take a little bit of that purple and all I'm going to do is just put a little bit in here just to kind of make some even darker spots. Then I'm going to take that same purple and I'm just going to paint a little bit right here where that stem was really dark from the shadow and I'm just going to pull it out. so it automatically gives it a nice shadow. When that's dry, I'll add just a couple little streaks with my pen. Now that it's dry, I'm finding the petals are too much all of the same color from tip to end. It's going to be lighter through here, so I'm going to darken that down some, and I am going to use some of the cherry right here mixed in with the other. So then I'm just going to go, and I'm just going to do a couple at a time. Get a new Kleenex, blot my brush, and then I'm just going to go into it and just pull some of it out. So it's soft, it's not hard. So in here would be quite solid. There wouldn't be a lot. And then I'm just going to streak it and kind of pull it out as I do. So it kind of comes out unevenly. Get some more. Just to give it a little bit of depth. And you want to do this on dry because it'll be hard to build up. Oh, I didn't mean to put water in that. So when you are doing this, do you see what I did? I stuck water in it, so now it's just a bunch of watery mess. I can glaze over that. That will not affect it. It's so light. So you need to make sure, dry your brush a little when you pick up your pigment, that it's creamier, like that. Then I'm going to come in here. Rinse my brush. Just randomly kind of pull it out. And I mean, you can have a couple hard edges, but not away from where you want to focus on. And I could even just have a couple like this. Just for some, and I'm really basically just dry brushing now. Do you see how that kind of, there wasn't a lot of water on the brush? So, and then I'll just come right here and just pull that out. That's done. I'll dry that and then I'll add the last little ink dots. Okay, so we're all dry. I'm going to grab my Pitt pen. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm simply just going to draw a couple maybe of the lines that might go that way. And I'm not going to draw every single one. There. That's all I really want. And I'm just going to draw a few of these like this, just so you know these are little spiky, little spikes. All right, let's take the tape off. All right, so there it is, a simple, easy flower that you can do. And if you do, let me know how it turned out. And don't forget to subscribe. It helps a lot more than you realize. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the bell to get notifications for all new videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.